How do you behave like an entrepreneur from inside an organization? What can companies do to encourage their employees to take risks, innovate, and create value for customers? That's what we tackle in the entrepreneurship course I teach at UBC's Sauder School of Business. It's a hands-on course where we consider industry dilemmas, research, and techniques as we tackle a series of in-class challenges. For this particular class, we were focused on two main ideas. One, how can companies work with their customers to both build and embrace innovations? Two, what challenges do international companies face in bringing together teams who are working in different cultures and different countries? We're lucky enough to have our entrepreneurship class in the David Lamb 009 room. With its boardroom tables and happy lighting, we can create an environment where class collaboration is enhanced. With its independently functioning screens and pod-to-pod communication abilities, we can create more complex, realistic company challenges. For this particular class, we focused on the Lego story. This much-beloved family business was started in 1932 by Uli Kirk Christensen. Many of us have spent some serious childhood hours playing with Lego. However, in 2003, the company was in trouble. They were seen as old-fashioned, particularly in comparison to digital toys. Their company processes of the time did not sufficiently support innovation, risk, or the creation of new customer value. In 2004, Jan V. Knudstorp was brought in as CEO and started to turn things around with a more entrepreneurial focus. Their future labs started to apply a design thinking approach and, as part of this, found novel ways to involve customers in creating new products. Customers can, for instance, submit their ideas for new Lego sets to be built. Those that receive the most votes are passed on to the company for serious consideration. Many get built. So, Lego has been a pioneer in customer crowdsourcing. In our 1.5-hour class, we would be Lego. The class was told that they were all part of the Lego Ideas product development team. They were, however, randomly divided into 4 different teams representing different locations: Billund, Denmark; Shanghai, China; Kladno in the Czech Republic; and Sydney, Australia. Each team was sent to 4 different corners of the lab. 2 were in our David Lamb 009 room, 2 were in the adjoining 005. They were set up to be out of earshot and out of sight of each other. Remember, they were told, you are one team working together in different locations. Though they are one team, they can only communicate using technology, as in real life. They cannot dash over to each other in person. What this means in our labs is that screen 1 can patch in to talk to screen 4, 2 can talk to 3, and so on. They can also use their own phones and computers as they choose. So what was their goal here? The entire team has to decide which one of these 4 projects under review should the company go ahead and produce. Piano, Lord of the Rings, Minas Tirith, Labyrinth, Marble Maze, or Avengers Helicarrier. Each of the 4 teams have to individually review the pros and cons of each project in a product review sheet that includes key Lego criteria of playability, safety, potential audience, fit with the Lego brand, and licensing agreements. The teams also have to consider how they could incorporate a digital element into the product. There are 2 key twists here. Twist 1. As the challenge goes along, I will present each of the teams with different relevant pieces of information that affect the challenge. New market research from a particular demographic, new competitor information, new customer input. These nuggets will arrive at unpredictable intervals. Will they communicate this new information to the other teams? Will they do so effectively? Twist 2. At the end, the 4 teams must come together and almost immediately present a 5-minute pitch on how they all came to choose one of their projects, be it the piano, the Lord of the Rings, the Marble Maze, or the Avengers, as a go-ahead. This total team presentation must include a mock-up prototype of key elements of the chosen project. So, working from different spots, Billund, Shanghai, Kladno, Sydney, with different informational updates, This international group must somehow collaborate, come to a consensus, and prepare a seamless presentation that can run almost the moment they get together. How did it go? It was exciting to watch the teams grapple, adapt, and grapple some more, trying to manage both their own local team dynamics, which project do you guys think we should do, and that of the international team as a whole. It was also fascinating to watch how they shared or didn't share new information, how they tried to influence each other, how they managed conflict, how they use the technology, lab screens, cell phones, Google Docs, Dropbox, Messenger, to facilitate the decision-making, and meanwhile, how they tried to build physical Lego prototypes of which one are we doing, to prepare for the presentation. The bell rings, they assemble quickly, it's time for the presentation. As expected, things were a little chaotic when it came to presentation time. Was it challenging? Check. What did we do as local and international teams that worked and didn't work? The groups came in still passionately committed to the Lego product their own teams chose. Only 2 teams agreed. What were some key learnings? Through the exercises of David Lamb Room, we were able to live this challenge in a realistically vivid way that we could never do in a normal classroom. The class was abuzz by the end. They felt that they had learned a lot, what to do, what not to do. In our take-up, we discussed implications and best practices for both virtual collaboration and customer crowdsourcing. And which project won? From Denmark to China, Australia to the Czech Republic, our teams were able to scramble their way to an overall winner, the Labyrinth Marble Maze. They even managed to put together their individual team pieces into something resembling part of a maze prototype. And a couple of months later, Lego agreed. On May 28, 2015, they announced to their own Lego fans, and particularly those customers who created the design in the first place, we're very excited to release JK Brickworks' Labyrinth Marble Maze as our next Lego Ideas set.